It's party time!
Viva Pinata, filled with fun.
Filled with fun!
Enjoy them all. Viva Pinata, filled with fun.
Filled with fun!
Viva Pinata.
Welcome to picturesque Pinata Island. In its many gardens, all manner of pinatas live, dance, and dream that one day they children would be well, pinatas, that is.
How fun! Filled with fun. Filled with fun.
Morning! Can I... As soon as you...
Got the life.
What can I do you for? As some less honest craftsmen say. As soon... There we go! Here's Willie! Woo! This path getting longer? I should charge more for long-distance jobs.
Welcome to Offa's Inn, my young friend. We've been expecting you. My jobless friends here are all set to help out in your garden. For a small fee, of course. Just say the word if you want to hire someone, and I'll write out a contract. Just think of me as their agent. And I do a pretty good pint of milk, too. You've made old Off... Here you...
Good day to you. It warms my heart to see this place rising from the ashes. On the other hand, I myself seem to have fallen on rather hard times. I hate to ask, but could you spare a few coins to help me get back on my feet? You're very generous indeed. I just want you to know that thanks to your coins and goodwill, things will be different the next time we meet. For now, please accept a beggar's thanks and his final farewell.
Okie dokie. I'm back at the store now, so use the village menu to find me if you have any more white for a man of my talents.
Hey, got some work for me? Starting to get itchy feet. Keep me in mind when you get into the whole menagerie thing.
Ta-da! Look at me now. Quite an improvement, what? My basic level of hygiene is not the only change, for I have also set up a grand new store here in the village that I'll fill with the most special items I find on my many travels. My apologies if I'm ever away, but should you notice the store is open, I urge you to pay me a visit and peruse whichever items I have managed to find on my latest trip. Be seeing you soon, I hope.
Shopkeeper sense is tingling, which
Good fortune to you, friend. Ah, you see only a humble wandering trader, but I'm confident there are things you could be tempted to buy from Ivor's portable treasure trove, things that I assure you cannot be found elsewhere. An honor and a privilege, as always. Bear with me until I acquire some more of those. Ah, I sold the last of those just hours ago. A trader's job is never done, my friend. Until next time.
Nobody hunts in the morning, but I have to be here to take orders. Keep me in mind when you get into the whole menagerie thing. Hello, Chalk. So that's... Okay. Nobody hunts in the morning. Here you go. Keep me in mind when you get into the whole menagerie thing.
Morning, Gov. I'd offer you a... Before I... There we go.
I'd like to work, but there's nothing for me to do. If you find something new for me to do, you can direct me to it, okay?
Here's Willie. Woo! Is this path getting longer? I should charge more for long-distance jobs.
Hi. You're after something. Here you go. If you want stuff for free, keep me in mind when you get into the whole menagerie thing.
Are these... I'm on my way to your garden right now. Wait, is it against the law to send alerts while you drive it? Okay, I'm here with your sick pinata. I don't know if you're interested, but some people find it makes them feel better if they watch me work.
Nobody hunts in the morning, but I have to be here to take orders. You go on back to your... Good morning. So that's... Looks like I... Hello. Chocolate cash melting in your pocket? I'll take it. I'm not fussy. So that... You won't find... Good morning. An ex... Okay. Thanks. I wish I could say I replace all faults. So that's your... Looks like I need...
A piñata is about to be eaten. All piñatas need to eat, and some piñatas have to eat the life sweets from others to survive. It's a part of the donut of life.
Morning. Wow. If you want stuff for free, how about hunting it yourself? You don't like the price? Don't pretend you can pay it. Keep me in mind. Got the life. Got the life. Got the life. Nobody hunts in the morning. Keep me in mind when you get into the whole menagerie thing.
Morning. Selling.
If you're all done, it's... Thanks. Maybe I'll get my allowance this week after all. Selling... If you're all...
Your gardening is improving. Well done. You just seem to get better and better.
Well done. You've reached the stage I got to on my 3rd day in the garden. This makes your shovel stronger, so you should be able to deal with some of the more awkward things in your garden.
Nobody hunts in the morning. Pick out a good... Keep me in mind when you get into the whole menagerie thing.
Hey, don't you hate being... Bye.
Hey, I heard you coming with my amazing heightened senses. Release it back into the wild? Well, that was a waste of time. Are you sure about this? You go on back to your garden.
This is Pinata Island. It's the most incredible place in the world, where living pinata roam wild. In the middle of the island is Pinata Central. It's the place where pinata packed with candy go, so they can be sent to parties all over the world. Around Pinata Central are lots of gardens, and the people who live on Pinata Island have learned how to care for the land so the wild pinata will stay in their gardens and fill up with candy. Candy-filled pinata can then be sent up to Pinata Central, so each party receives the pinata that suits it best. Pinata love parties. When they break open, it's like having 5 birthdays all at once. After the party, the pinata return to Pinata Island to fill up with candy and go to the next party. This is an amazing island, and my garden was the most amazing place on this island. I was famous here, but some pest took a dislike to me. To cut a long story short, all my hard work was ruined. I often wish that I was still young and strong enough to put the garden back in order, but those days are gone. Now the garden is yours, and you're facing a challenge that even I might not be able to beat. My name is Jardinero. You've probably heard of me, and if you haven't, then you should have. I am the best gardener on Pinata Island. Even after all this time, there's no one as good as I was. The land that you are messing about with used to be my garden. I could make any plant grow and have any pinata stay in the garden. Well, apart from one pinata. Let's face it, if I couldn't get one, no one else could. Now, forget about all that. You've got a long way to go before you can even call this a garden. Not long after I started the garden, I met my wonderful wife. She worked on the ships, which traded pinata for other goods. This was in the days when pinata only left the island by boat. Pinata Central hadn't been built then. We got married the day that the first parts arrived to build Pinata Central. Mother, my wife, stayed on the island for a whole year, and our first child was born. We called him Stardust. When Stardust was 2 years old, my wife had to go back to sea. Pinata Central had installed the first canonata, and there were requests for more pinata than ever before. My garden was already impressive, and I could supply Pinata Central with really good pinata. With Mother gone, I set about teaching little Stardust about pinata and making the best garden in Pinata Island history. Little Stardust grew quickly, just like my garden. I hired a helper called Lester to do some of the less skillful jobs in the garden. He was okay, but he was always writing things down, drawing pictures and making plans. I'd ask him to do something and he'd mess it up. I'd tell him how to do it properly and he'd write it all down. If he listened more and wrote less, he might have been more useful. I also found him trying to take shortcuts. He'd miss out some important work just so he could pack an extra couple of pinata into a crate to Pinata Central. Stardust was learning more and more every day, which was a good job because I found Lester messing around with sweets. One afternoon, I was walking down past the gooseberry bushes when I found Lester stirring a pot of sticky red and black liquid, which smelled sour. The secret of Happy Pinata is good candy. It's one shortcut you can't afford to take. Start messing with candy, and who knows what effect it would have on a pinata. I sacked Lester on the spot, and little Stardust took over his job. Replaced by a little boy! Lester was quite angry about it, but I knew that Pinata Central only wanted the best pinata. It was a good job that Stardust was such a natural gardener, like his dad, because our little family soon had a new member. Our second child, Leafos, was born during Mother's shore leave. Mother had to go back to sea very soon after Leafos was born. I brought up Leafos, continued Stardust training, and maintained my fantastic garden. Leafos loved the garden so much she used to take flowers into her room at night. And it didn't stop there. She tried to take a marzipan to bed one night, and I had to draw the line. The next day, I gave her some paper and pencils, and she started drawing all the things she saw in the garden so she could put them up in her room. As she got older, she wrote about the plants and Pinata as well as drawing pictures. In next to no time, her walls were covered with sketches and writing, so we made a book to keep it all in. That was the start of my journal, where a record of everything in the garden was kept. In the old days, I was an expert romance dancer. Mother was caught by surprise, and my second daughter was born at sea. Mother named her after the migrating storks that followed the ship. Little Storkos spent all her early years on the ships with Mother. She was taught to read by sailors and the comic books they collected. She grew up running around the decks, pretending to have superpowers. In the old days, the Pinata had to fetch their own eggs from Egg Mountain. Lots of eggs were broken before the parents could row them home. Pinata Central needed more pinatas to fill all the party requests in all the gardens. Even mine couldn't romance the pinatas fast enough. When Mother's ship docked, Storkos came to the garden. She played and worked in the garden with Leafos and Stardos until one day Storkos went missing. We called for her, but she didn't show up until 2 bunnycombs had done their romance dance. Swooping down from Egg Mountain with her cloak flapping behind her, Storkos flew into the garden and gently dropped off the bunnycomb eggs, safe and sound, into the garden. Overnight, the Pinata romance dance problem was solved. Every Pinata knew that its egg would be delivered safely. Storkos had become Pinata Island's very own superhero.
Did you hear? Someone actually hunted down a No, wait, that's a secret. Release it back into the wild? Well, that was a waste of time. Are you sure about this? You go on back to your garden. I gotta suit up for a trip. Hey, got some work for me? Pick out a good... You didn't pay for long-term storage, you know. Keep me in mind when you get into the whole menagerie thing. Nobody hunts in the morning. Pick out a good...
Huh?
Keep me in mind. Hi there, gardener. Need a weedling? I know I'm small and cute, but I know how to make any weed disappear. Oh, do please think about it. I'll just be in here drinking milk, but not eating the cookies. I'm sweet enough already.
Do not adjust your alert system. This is Pinata Central speaking to you live. As you may know, we supply world-class pinatas to ensure that every party goes with a bang. And to help us with this, we keep track of the brightest new pinata raisers on the island. Now it's your turn to step up and try one of our challenges. You'll be well rewarded, and the experience will make your pinatas more valuable than ever when they return. It has to be said, Jardinero is a hard act to follow, but we have faith. You'll hear from us again very soon. Pinata Central out.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you have attracted a sour Crowla. You need to have Doc Patch on speed dial if you want to stop this pest. Your gardening is improving. Well done. You just seem to get better and better.
Can you help us? It's time! Just follow...